Welcome to Unit 201 of Meeting Essentials. This is the very first unit in our series, and it focuses on one of the most important leadership skills in any organization: opening and chairing a meeting. The person who opens a meeting sets the entire tone. A strong, well-structured opening tells everyone in the room that their time will be respected, that there is a clear purpose, and that the discussion will lead to action. A weak opening, or no opening at all, sends the opposite signal. It tells people this meeting could have been an email. As the chair, you are the conductor of the conversation. You decide who speaks, when the group moves on, and how decisions get locked in. Over the next few slides, you will learn the phrases, structures, and techniques to open any meeting confidently and chair it effectively. Let us begin. This unit has 4 clear learning objectives. First, you will learn how to open a meeting professionally with a clear welcome, a purpose statement, and an agenda overview. The first 60 seconds of any meeting set the tone for everything that follows. Second, you will practice how to manage the agenda and time to keep discussions focused and ensure all topics are covered. One of the biggest complaints about meetings is that they overrun or that key topics never get addressed. Third, you will learn how to facilitate discussion by inviting contributions, managing dominant speakers, and drawing out quieter participants. A good chair ensures that all voices are heard, not just the loudest ones. And fourth, you will discover how to move the meeting forward by transitioning between topics, parking off-topic issues, and driving toward decisions. These are the foundational skills that every meeting leader needs. Here is a simple 4-step sequence that you can use to open any meeting with confidence and clarity. Step 1. Welcome. Greet the participants, thank them for their time, and set a positive tone. You might say, "Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you making time for this." Step 2. State the purpose. Tell the group exactly why they are meeting. 1 or 2 sentences that answer the question, "Why are we here today?" For example, the purpose of today's meeting is to finalize the Q2 marketing budget and agree on the campaign timeline. Step 3. Outline the agenda. Walk through the topics you will cover and roughly how long each will take. For example, we have 3 items today. First, the budget review. Then the timeline. And finally, action items. I expect us to finish by 11. And step 4, set ground rules. Establish expectations around participation, time, and behavior. You might say, "I would like us to keep comments focused and save detailed questions for the end of each section." This 4-step sequence, welcome, purpose, agenda, and ground rules, takes less than 90 seconds but transforms the quality of the entire meeting. Here are 10 professional phrases for opening a meeting. These cover everything from the initial greeting to setting expectations. Shall we get started? I think everyone is here. Let us begin. Thank you all for coming today. Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you all. The purpose of today's meeting is to review the project status. We are here today to discuss the new strategy and agree on next steps. As you can see from the agenda, we have 3 items to cover. I would like to finish by 11:30, so let us stay focused. Before we start, let me introduce our new colleague, Sarah. Has everyone received a copy of the agenda and the background documents? And I suggest we take each item in turn and allow time for questions after each. Here is a practical tip. The best chair starts speaking within 30 seconds of the scheduled time. Do not wait for latecomers. Waiting too long signals that the meeting is not important. Starting on time sets the standard for everything that follows. As the chair, you need 5 essential skills to keep your meeting productive. First, moving to the next topic. Say, right, let us move on to the next item. I think we have covered that sufficiently. This keeps the meeting from getting stuck on any single point. Second, managing time. Say, we have about 10 minutes left on this item, so let us focus on the key decision. Time awareness is one of the most valued chairing skills. Third, parking off-topic issues. Say, that is a good point, but it is outside today's scope. Let us add it to the parking lot. This acknowledges the contribution while keeping the meeting focused. Fourth, driving toward a decision. Say, I think we have discussed this enough. Can we agree on option A or option B? Meetings without decisions are just conversations. And fifth, checking progress. Say, let me just check where we are. We have covered items 1 and 2. Item 3 is next. This orientates the group and shows that the meeting is well managed. Remember, the chair has 3 jobs. Guide the discussion forward. Balance participation so all voices are heard. And drive toward clear decisions and action items. One of the most important chairing skills is managing participation. This means handling to common situations. On the left, managing dominant speakers. These are people who talk too much and crowd out others. You might say, "Thank you, Mark. That is a great point. Let us hear from some of the others as well." Or, "I appreciate your enthusiasm. Could we keep comments to about 2 minutes each so everyone gets a chance?" The key is to acknowledge their contribution before redirecting. Never make them feel shut down. On the right, drawing out quiet participants. These are people who have valuable input but do not volunteer it. You might say, "Priya, you have a lot of experience in this area. What are your thoughts?" This works because you are giving them a reason to speak based on their expertise, not just putting them on the spot. You can also use broader invitations like, "I notice we have not heard from everyone yet. Would anyone else like to add something?" Or, "Before we move on, I want to make sure we have not missed any perspectives." A great chair makes sure the best ideas surface, regardless of who in the room is the loudest. Smooth transitions between agenda items keep the meeting flowing and the group oriented. Here are 8 key transition phrases. Right, that brings us to the second item on our agenda. Okay, unless there is anything else on this topic, let us move on. Now, turning to the question of the budget. I think we can close this item. The next topic is the timeline. Good. We have reached a decision on that. Let us look at item 3. Before we move on, let me quickly summarize what we just agreed. That covers the first point. The next thing I would like to discuss is the staffing plan. And we are running a bit behind, so let us move to the next topic and keep it focused. Here is a best practice. Always summarize the outcome of one topic before moving to the next. This locks in the decision and prevents the group from going back and revisiting something that was already settled. A clear summary followed by a clean transition is the mark of an excellent chair. Let us see excellent chairing in action. Claire opens a weekly team meeting by hitting all 4 steps in about 30 seconds. She says, "Good morning, everyone. Shall we get started? Thanks for being on time. The purpose of today's meeting is to review last week's progress and plan for the sprint ahead. We have 3 items: updates, blockers, and planning. I would like to finish by 10:30. Then Mark, the senior developer, begins a lengthy technical deep dive. Claire handles this beautifully. She says, "Thank you, Mark. That sounds important. Could you give us the headline version now, and then we can schedule a deeper technical session this afternoon?" I want to make sure we hear from everyone. She acknowledges his point, offers a better forum for the details, and redirects without shutting him down. Mark accepts and gives a brief summary. Claire then draws in a quieter participant. She says, Lisa, you were testing the new module last week. How did that go? This works because she gives Lisa a specific reason to speak. Lisa provides her update efficiently. Claire then transitions cleanly. She says, that covers updates. Let us move on to blockers. This is textbook chairing. A strong opening, managing a dominant speaker, drawing in a quiet participant, and a smooth transition. All within a few minutes. Here is a second dialogue showing 3 advanced chairing skills. David has been chairing a vendor selection meeting for 15 minutes. He decides it is time to push for a decision. He says, we have been discussing the 2 vendor options for 15 minutes now. I think we have heard the key arguments on both sides. Can we move toward a decision? Jenny then raises an off-topic issue, the existing contract renewal. David handles this perfectly. He says, that is a valid point, Jenny. However, the contract renewal is a separate agenda item. Let us park that for now and come back to it right after we settle the vendor question. Notice how he validates Jenny's contribution, explains why it needs to wait, and promises to return to it. Jenny accepts because she feels heard. Then David draws in a quiet participant. He says, Raj, you have been quiet on this. What is your recommendation? Raj provides a clear, decisive view that helps the group move forward. This dialogue demonstrates 3 of the chair's most important skills. Driving toward a decision when discussion has gone long enough. Parking off-topic issues without dismissing the person. And drawing in a quiet participant at exactly the moment when their input is most needed. Let us wrap up Unit 201 with 6 key takeaways. First, open with the 4 steps. Welcome, purpose, agenda, and ground rules. This 90-second opening transforms the quality of the entire meeting. Second, start on time, every time. Begin within 30 seconds of the scheduled time. Punctuality sets the standard for everything that follows. Third, balance every voice. Redirect dominant speakers politely by acknowledging their point and then widening the floor. Draw in quiet participants by name and with a specific reason to contribute. Fourth, park, do not dismiss. When someone raises an off-topic point, acknowledge it, save it for later, and promise to come back to it. Never ignore or shut down a contribution. Fifth, drive toward decisions. Summarize the arguments on the table, call for a decision, and lock it in. Meetings without outcomes are just conversations that waste everyone's time. And sixth, transition cleanly between topics. Always summarize one topic before moving to the next. This locks in decisions and orientates the group for what is coming. Remember, the chair does not have the loudest voice in the room. The chair has the most important one. In the next unit, Unit 202, we will explore how to express opinions effectively. Thank you for completing this unit.